Yo, what is going on, guys? Miguel here. So today we're coming at you with a video on why I believe, and well, it has results, right? But why I truly believe door knocking is actually one of, if not the best way to build your business in real estate and really anything else, even in 2026. Okay, so if you guys never been here before, of course, my name's Miguel. I'm a licensed real estate agent out in London, Ontario, Canada. I'm actually heading out. I'm actually on a U.S. highway right now. I'm going to a realtors event over in Traverse City, and that's hosted by Glover U. Really good event. If you guys are really looking for a good event to get out to, by the way. But yeah, I've got a small team, and I built my entire business from door knocking. Okay. So I'm trying something new today. I'm actually I figured with how much drive time I have, I actually found my like the thing where I can clip it to the. We got this a while back, and I was like, oh, I could probably use this for some drive times, especially even when I have some longer drives to appointments. I can just film this and get some more YouTube videos in, right? Which I do really want to increase the amount of YouTube videos I push out. I think a lot of it just comes out to how many ideas I can really gather, and obviously how busy I am just with work and also focusing on getting content for my other social channels, right? So I want to start off. There's three topics I kind of want to cover today. The first thing was it's who, what, and where. So what I mean by that, guys, is with door knocking, you can choose who you work. You can hand select who you work with, where you work, the area you work within, and what style of home you want to work with. What do I mean by that? Well, let me dive right straight into this. I'm just gonna go speak my mind on this, right? So I want to start off with the product, like what you work with, okay? So the real power of door knocking, guys, and I'm gonna say this as well because a lot of you guys, you probably never heard someone say this before, but so what I mean by this is, like, you want to assess and judge a home before you door knock on it, right? Like, you want to see how well they keep it. You know, I feel like most of us, if we sell enough real estate, can tell if something's rented. But you want to give like a quick assessment to a home. And the reason why you want to do that is because you're ultimately judging how saleable that home, A, and B, client is, right? Because the point I'm trying to make here, guys, is I don't actually knock on doors that I don't find feasible. So if I think it's a rental, like it's obviously not well taken care of, or it's not well taken care of, or maybe they have like those big, like, beware of dog signs, stuff like that, like, I'm actually not even gonna go ahead and door knock you on that. Or maybe they have like their big lifted truck, like, you know, parked all on the grass and the grass all ruined, you know, like, point here being said, guys, if I find that the owner is really, if that home is really lacking pride of ownership and care, that's going to translate over to the sale ultimately. So one thing I do, and you guys might want to take from this, I'm probably going to make a YouTube short on this, what I mean, but I specifically choose what doors I knock on, because when those people have to call me, or when they're ready to sell, or when I go to sell their home and they're ready, really, that's ultimately how door knocking works. I know that home in today's market, where it's a bit softer, is going to 100% sell because I have a good qualified product, because I've handpicked that home I want to work with. I go right up to that door and I'm like, okay, this person keeps a really good number on the home. Everything's really nicely kept. It's very presentable. And the other side of that too, guys, is the homes that are extremely well kept, the chances are those are the people, very high chances that those are the people who are actually going to respect your time because they respect their home. I always put it this way, right? General rule of thumb of your door knocking, guys, if they respect their home, their product, they're going to respect your overall time, right? It's the only time I've really had nasty responses, guys, it's been a while since I've had someone really, like, you know, not be great. I've never really had like crazy nasty responses, but like the only time I've ever had like bad responses was from people who clearly I should have knocked on. Like, I actually have one recently where, like, I don't know, I think he was like, he was just here on contract. He's not from Canada, we'll just put it that way. And he, I could kind of tell his rented, but I was like, I actually can't really, I was like, I don't think so. Maybe it's not. I just kind of felt like I should knock on it. And I knocked on it, and the guy like comes like out, he's like, oh, like, he's like, you can't even do, he's not even from our country, right? He's getting the whole like, oh, you can, it's not even illegal, you can't do that. Like, why are you wasting people's time, stuff like that, right? And of course, this guy didn't take a good care of his home, right? Like, I seen the inside, it was all raggy and stuff, and I'm like, okay. So that further proves the point that you only want to knock on the homes that are very presentable, okay? That's the point I really want to drive through for the who, what, where, but I'll explain the other two in a bit. But again, the who, or the what is the what is the product, the ultimate home you're going to work on. So when you door knock, you can hand select what kind of home you want to list in the future. The second part of that too is the the area you work, right? So you can choose which area you want to work with. Do you really like a neighborhood that's maybe in the north side of the city, or maybe the south side, or maybe you want to really get your name out somewhere in your neighborhood, or a neighborhood you previously grew up on, and it's a home that you'd love to have a listing in because you know the area really well, and you kind of grew up there, and you have all your childhood memories there. Guess what? When you door knock, you can fully pick to sell only in that area if you want to, right? Because the reality is, if you farm that area by going door knocking, you can actually get up to 30, for sure, up to 33%, sometimes higher, of the market share in there, right? So I have a neighborhood I myself choose. I don't just only go there, but I've really started, now on average I get between 6 to 8 listings a year in that neighborhood. But what I've been switching up on lately is I'm actually adding more of a hybrid farm where these people are going to see me a lot more frequently, and I'm putting more money and more effort into that neighborhood. So I become that person that a third of the people are giving their attention to, right? So the where is you can choose wherever you want to work, and that's the beauty of it. You can just plot, and I guess you can do that in the doors as well, right? But when you're doing it in the sense of door knocking, is you can just go and keep going and getting your sense of familiarity out of there, right? So who, what, and where, right? The other side of it too is who. So who, this kind of goes for the phone, but you're meeting someone in person, so a little bit different. So you get to, it kind of goes down to how they're keeping their home, right? But if you meet this person, you had a really good conversation, you just add them to your database, right? Or there's someone that you really knock it off with, you're going to add them to your database or whatever, right? You've already met them in person, so you're choosing who you want to work with. And again, that kind of goes for the phones and stuff as well, but when you meet them in person, that's going to go into one of the other points there, when you meet them in person, it's a lot easier, and you can actually assess how they carry themselves, right? So that's kind of the advantage you have as when you're door knocking, because you can see them right there in front of you. You can see how they respect your decisions, how they're respecting your space, all that kind of stuff, right? Okay, so the second part, so that's the who, what, and where. That's the first part I want to drive home. The second part that I want to discuss is you ultimately can build your entire business. You can build whether it's real estate, pest control, whatever door-to-door thing you're doing, you can fully build a business out of door knocking because you build your database as you go. Your database, however you want to say it, right? So the power with that, guys, is the fact that I'm just gonna have to go a bit slower here. I guess I need to keep my focus on the wheel. But the craziest part is when you door knock, it took me. I've been licensed for about exactly 4 years at this point, right? And since then, I've built a business or a database of 1,200 people. That database of 1,200 people, guys, is feeding me at least one new reach out of an actual piece of business for a buy or sell every single week at a minimum. It's more than that, but it's at a minimum. I get at least one person. I track that stuff, right? And that's the craziest part, is that's all just been from door knocking. 1,200 people who get my emails that know, like, and trust me. This is all just built from simply knocking on people's doors, right? Because the name of the game, guys, when you go door knocking, is you want to establish a game plan to ultimately build your database over a long time, right? So the beauty of that going door to door is although it's a longer process and although it's a longer game, you are building your business ultimately, right? Because your database is your business. This is what's going to feed you over time when you kind of want to step out of being more active into your 7th level or 4th level, if you guys read the Red Book. But in order to get that foundation, establish that foundation, and that detriment is when you door knock, you're getting all these contact informations, and now that's how you build your business. So that's the crazy thing is, yes, you can do that other ways. There's always different ways to build your business, but door knocking, being in the longer game, you're almost always getting 3 to 5 people in every single time. And if you do that continuously, look at me, 4 years. In 4 years, I got 1,200. That's 300 people who haven't been archived, right? So that's the other side of it too, is that's more than a new ad every single working day, right? So just 250 working days. So that's point number 2. the last part I want to drive home, number 3, is the in-person part of it, right? So it's a lot more of a personal touch because you're meeting people. And I truly believe in 2026, it's very, very effective to be doing that because a lot of people are getting scam calls. A lot of people don't really trust over the phone. Your answer rate's going to go lower and lower over the years through the cold call, right? When you're door knocking, your answer rate's actually going to go up over the years. And the reason for that is because there's a lot more things that are automated towards people's doors, such as Uber Eats. You have there's Uber Eats, there's Amazon, there's all that kind of stuff, right? So it probably looks a little bit better that I put that down, right? You guys are probably gonna get like a little bit of a sun thing, right? But yeah, there's a lot of, the point is a lot more that on top of the Uber Eats and stuff, people are also working from home. And like most people actually who are buying homes these days, at least one half of them is working from home. So you can actually get a lot of people who are working from home these days because most of the time, half of the household's actually still home, right? So your answer rate actually goes really high. So the in-person touch really helps. And I guess to further add to that as well is your answer rate's going to be higher than any other method, unless you're doing like, maybe you're dialing like in Canada like we have, and you guys probably have it too, like we can use Mojo and do like through triple line dialer and just hammer through people. Like you're gonna have a higher rate that way, of course, but you when you door knock, you can actually assess. Part of the assessment process is you can actually see who's home, right? Like now, not all the time are they gonna be home or someone's gonna answer, but you can look to see for signs of life. You can see if there's lights on. In the winter, you can see if the tracks have let up and the car might still be there, right? There's a lot of different indicators that tell you someone might be home. If you guys watch a lot of my live door knocking videos, I assess that. The last one I just did, I kind of assess how I find people who are home and stuff like that, right? So that's part of the personal approach. Again, that's kind of like a little bit off to the side, but like kind of going to the first part, I guess. But again, I kind of want to touch on that as well. So, but again, the main part of that, just being really personal, I think in 2026, guys, is that's the biggest thing, right? Is that you're a real person, you're a real life person, and you've already set your pitch because now you're cemented in their mind as a person that they want to reach out to. And with door knocking being a longer game thing, again, don't get it stuck in your mind that it's like, hey, I'm going to go door knock and I'm going to get 14 deals, because I feel like a lot of people influence you to think that. It's not that way. It sometimes can be if you're lucky, but again, with that kept in mind of being a longer game, and you're pitching yourself in person, and they can see you there, and they know, especially in real estate, guys, no one goes door to door real estate, not where I am, that's for sure, and probably not where you are. You have now anchored yourself in their minds as a person that they know, like, and trust when it comes to real estate stuff. Okay, so that's the main stuff about why I believe door knocking is truly the most effective method. And obviously this it's hands-free, guys, but it's obviously not as like center focus if I have the camera in there, but or just sitting in a room, with the camera. But the main things is the who, what, where, building your business, and ultimately meeting them in person, being a really personal touch. Okay, so I hope this helps, guys. We're gonna see you guys in the next one. I'm gonna drive some more content out, at least on a weekly basis. I want to try to even get it a little bit more, because I do want to grow my YouTube channel, and I do believe that some of the stuff that I push out for you guys is gonna be very helpful for people who are looking to get a door-to-door, whether it's real estate or anything else. Okay, so hope you guys like that, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.